Rain fell like a curtain of sorrow the morning they buried billionaire Adam Kingsley. Black umbrellas crowded the cemetery, expensive suits soaked slowly, as if even the sky was grieving a man who had everything: money, power, influence, but somehow died alone. The priest had just raised his hand to begin the final prayer when a rough, desperate voice tore through the silence. "She's not dead." Every head turned. At the edge of the cemetery gate stood a garbage collector, drenched, shaking, his orange vest darkened by rain and mud. His hands were trembling as if he'd just run a marathon, his eyes wide with urgency that didn't match the calm, polished grief of the crowd. "She's not dead," he shouted again. "Stop this funeral." Murmurs rippled through the mourners. Security guards moved instantly, offended by the interruption. Who was this man to disrupt the farewell of one of the richest people in the country? Adam Kingsley's daughter, Evelyn, lifted her head. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her heart numb from weeks of grief. Her father had been declared dead after collapsing at his private estate. Doctors confirmed it. The media mourned him. Everything was final. Or so she thought. The garbage collector broke free from the guards with surprising strength. "Listen to me," he begged. "I know it sounds crazy, but please, please just listen." Against every instinct, Evelyn raised her hand. "Let him speak," she said softly. The man swallowed hard. "My name is Jonah. I work the night routes near Kingsley Estate. 2 nights ago I found something in the trash, medical waste, unused, sealed, and I knew something wasn't right." The crowd grew silent. "I'd seen Mr. Kingsley before," Jonah continued. "Not like you all on screens or in newspapers. I saw him at his lowest. A few months ago, I found him sitting outside his estate, sick, barely breathing. Everyone else drove past him like he was invisible." Evelyn felt her chest tighten. "I helped him that night," Jonah said. "I called an old friend who used to be a nurse. She checked him. She told me something that stuck in my head. He had a rare condition that could mimic death. Pulse so faint, breathing almost undetectable. He needed immediate care, not a funeral." Gasps echoed. "They rushed him away too fast," Jonah said. "Someone made a mistake or didn't want him alive." Security froze. Evelyn's heart pounded. "Are you saying my father is alive?" Jonah nodded. "I believe he was and maybe still is." Chaos erupted. The funeral was halted. The casket was rushed to a private medical team. Hours later, the impossible happened. Adam Kingsley took a breath. The news spread like wildfire. The billionaire wasn't dead. He was alive, barely, but alive. When Adam finally opened his eyes days later, the first face he saw wasn't his daughter's, nor his lawyer's, nor his business partner's. It was Jonah. "You," Adam whispered weakly. "You came back." Jonah smiled sadly. "You saved me once, sir. I just returned the favor." Adam's eyes filled with tears. Years ago, when Jonah had lost everything, his job, his home, his family, he'd been sleeping behind dumpsters. One cold night, Adam Kingsley, drunk and broken from a life of wealth without love, had sat beside him and shared a meal. He'd listened. He'd helped Jonah get work. He never remembered it, but Jonah never forgot. As Adam recovered, the truth unraveled. Someone close to him, trusted, powerful, had rushed the death declaration to seize control of his empire. The challenge wasn't just survival now, it was betrayal. Evelyn stood by her father as he faced boardrooms filled with people who had already divided his fortune in their minds. Lawsuits followed. Threats followed. The stress nearly killed him again. But this time, Adam wasn't alone. Jonah stayed. He reminded Adam of who he had been before the billions, before the loneliness. A man who once helped a stranger without cameras, without applause. Adam made a choice that shocked the world. He stepped down. He handed control of his empire to ethical leadership and redirected most of his wealth into hospitals, shelters, and medical research, especially for rare conditions like his own. And Jonah. Adam offered him anything: money, a house, a position. Jonah declined most of it. "I just want honest work," he said, "and dignity." Adam insisted on one thing: Jonah would lead a foundation dedicated to the invisible people society throws away. The same people Jonah once stood among. Months later, Adam visited a waste management center. No cameras, no press. He wore simple clothes and shook hands with workers who stared at him in disbelief. "I was almost buried alive," Adam told them, "because people stopped seeing me as human. Don't ever let that happen to anyone." The billionaire who almost died at his own funeral became a symbol of humility. And the garbage collector who stopped it all reminded the world that heroes don't always wear suits. Sometimes they wear orange vests. If this story moved you, if it made you think, or if it reminded you to look twice at the people society ignores, please comment below and share your thoughts. Your voice matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our channel. Be kind always, where every story carries a message of compassion, humanity, and